Hello everyone. So in this video actually I would like to quickly demonstrate how we can write basic functions or basic programming structure in a Kotlin. So first thing first is define a variable. So to define a variable actually we need to use a val keyword, we can say. Then we need to define a name with comma, colon in fact, and then type of the variable and then the value. So name is a string and its value is John. So similarly we have a variable which name is age colon and its data type is integer and its value is signing 30. So to print this value or string, what we need to use println function or print function. But for println we can pass a string or tags or constant, and then we have a dollar name, which mean we are assigning this variable, and dollar age mean we are picking this variable value. And so this is a method how we can define a variable. And keep in mind that all the code is written in a main. However, the Kotlin start with the main function. However, we can define our own functions, like as I have greet function. So here is my greet function, the body of the function greet, and it has a one argument. Its data type is string and it's written hello, and whatever the value we pass in a function like alias, so it will return like this. So let's run this a simple function in Kotlin. So first, as I told you in my previous video, that for Kotlin first we need to convert our code into jar file, because Kotlin run on the Java using same JVM as Java use. So Java must be installed before using the Kotlin. So let me hit this command. Once it's converted into jar file, then we need to execute this jar file using Java. Like this is the command. So let's see. Yes, we have our output name and variable value is John and second variable value is 30, and we pass alias. So we have covered this thing. For condition, actually I would say, for condition we have how to define a condition. Let me paste here. Okay, so we define a variable, again val as value is 85. Okay, in this case we are not defining any data type, so this is another way of defining a variable. And if grade, it's written actually true and false in a grade. Okay, this is another type. So if score is greater than 90, then it will return A. If score is greater than 80 or equals to 80, then return B and else C. So in a grade we need to print grade ln. So let's quickly save this file and let's rerun and compile into jar file. Once it's compiled into jar file, let me wait for the compilation. Yes, it's compiled. Now we need to run. So yeah, so its grade is B, right? Because it's 85 and 85 is less than 90, so this condition is not satisfied, but it's greater than 80, so this condition is satisfied. So how we can use conditions? So this is the method or way we can define a conditions. So we have a loops as well in Kotlin. So let's come in the loop way. Loop. Okay, so in loop actually I have starting value 1 to 5. This is my loop range, and the result is stored one by one in I variable, and I am going to print I. So its output will be 1 2 3 4 5. right? So if I say that 1 to 10, then this output will be print 1 to 10. So let's run this thing. And this is a one way of for loop, and this is a second way of do while loop. You can see in while loop the difference is between for loop and while loop, that in while loop we actually before coming in the loop is actually check the condition. So in while, for example, we say that x is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, condition is true, then actually print x, and then x is going to be incremental 1 by 1 unless and until 5 greater than or less equal to 5. So its value is not going to be false. So let's rerun this. Let's compile first. Let's see if there is an issue or not. If not, then it will compile successfully, or if there is issue, then it will give an error. So if there is no issue, which means we are okay. And then this is my loop 1 to 10 for loop, and this is while output 0 to 4, right? I hope you understand these things. So now next is list. How we can define list. List is pretty simple. We have a variable number, and then list of is a keyword, and then we define 1 to 5. And if I want to print 2, which mean element of 0 1 2, so it's starting from 2, so it will return 3. And similarly, if we are taking array of apple, banana, cherry, and fruit 1 means banana, so it will like this. If we need to define a class, so let's say we have a person class and alias, and 25 is to method, like, so we need to define a class on the top of the function, or you can bottom of the function as well, but it is a good practice that you define a class signature on the top of the program or your file. And keep in mind that .kt is a Kotlin file extension. So this is the method how we can define a class. We have a person class, and then we have a name, and its type is string, then age, its type is integer. So let's go in a class. So we have a class here. Sorry, this is a class method. So we initialize a class with name and age, and then we need to print this class values. And nullify is actually a nullable function, so we can say nullable string is not equal to null. Then we have said that save success with the else operator, and then we need to print. And extension is another type we can use, but before going to extension, we need to actually also define the extension up before the main function. So here is extension. For example, add hello, string add hello, and this is a class. So alias add hello is like a function, but it's not like a function. So let me save this and run this whole program. First I need to convert it to jar file. Okay, let me compile it. It's checking if there is issue or not. Wait for this. Okay, there is no issue. Let me run the whole code. So hello, yes. So this is how we can call extension. Actually both functions and extension are used for reusability of the code, but they have slightly different. So in next lecture or upcoming lecture we will discuss what is the difference between extension and function. But for your knowledge, that right now that they are both used for usability of the code, and extensions cannot access the private members, however it can only access the public members. So this is a difference between function and extension. So thank you very much for watching this video. So we will in the next video we will go down and explain how we can write an Android program a simple program in Kotlin in Android Studio.